Hello, besties. Happy Friday. We have so much to talk about this week. Bravo news. So I decided to invite my really good friend Andy from the real Andy of Beverly Hills. But before I bring him on stage, I want to share something with you because I just love how every um all route leads to Bravo. My dog decided to run out of my house. We live in a place where we have 2 acres of land. So there is a lot of woods in the back of my house. It's like pretty much an acre of pine trees. So he decided to run. He's a husky, so husky loved the snow. He jumped into a freaking lake that was frozen. It was madness. So I'm having a panic attack, and I get back inside, and I decided to finish the episode of Gossip Girl. So guess who appears in the season finale of the show? Our dear daddy, Andy Cohen, and he actually did a good job. So, like I always said, it's shocking how even in the moment when I was having a panic attack and trying to find some peace, Bravo find its way back into my life. This time with Andy being in one of my favorite shows, Gossip Girl, who happens to be canceled now, and I'm canceling my HBO Max subscription because of this. But now let's bring Andy back. Welcome back, friend.
Hello, Eddie. Hi, everyone. How are you guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Finally, a little bit back to normal here in LA after the storms and all of that. But I mean, everything is pretty normal. Cold, but normal.
Cold.
Well, cold for us. Cold for us. Okay. So
I was going to say cold. Like we are dealing with like snowstorms, 1 digit degrees weathers over here. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure your cold is my summer.
probably, but yeah, no. I mean, we are. I think we are at like 55 degrees right now, and people are like freezing on the streets. So
Yeah, no, 50 degrees is just like when I see 50s and 60s, I start to get happy because I know it's gonna get warm.
you're a good man.
So this week was a busy week, I guess at the Bravo offices because Jesus Christ, we got so many news, so many,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
everything we happened that happened this week was insanity. Especially yesterday, it was like non-stop news. Like every hour, we got something different.
Yeah, like this is the thing with Bravo. Like you spend some days where like you're like, oh my god, nothing is going on, nothing is going on. You have to hit all of your sources, like what is happening, and then one day is like bam, 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 bam. Like pictures and seating arrangements and reunions and boom, everything goes at once, and you're like, oh my god, what I'm gonna do now?
I'm not joking when I say that I was driving in the middle of nowhere last yesterday in the
Mm.
afternoon when I got a notification about the taglines, the New Jersey taglines, and I pull on the side of the road so I can actually post it on Twitter. That's how desperate I was to post something interested that I decided to pull up in the side of the street. I'm pretty sure people thought I was crazy, but I needed to do it because I wanted
That's
to. I wanted. That's our job. That's what we do. You
yeah.
guys, we put our life in danger just to bring you all the news.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, because you wait a little bit too long and then it's everywhere out there, so that's the
and now
game.
it's, and now it's everywhere. So let's start with that. Since I mentioned the taglines, which one is your favorite?
I mean, there was a couple. I think, of course, like the Teresa tagline, like, like took me to another place. I was like, you can say that she's not gonna be kidding and she doesn't give a shit anymore. She's like, whatever. I don't like you, Melissa. I'm gonna make it clear from before the season start. And I think the whole, blood is thicker, but it's harder to clean or whatever. I was like, girl, so much true. I have never actually think about it until she said it.
Yep. And that's my favorite tagline too. It also have a little throwback to Gossip Girl, the original one. If you, a lot of people pointed out like something very similar was said on one of the episodes of Gossip Girl, the original series, and I just love that Teresa is activated. Like she's like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not gonna give you guys the time of my life. If you guys wanna talk about me, go ahead. I'm not gonna deal with you guys.
Yeah.
Good luck. Try
Yeah.
try try to find a storyline without me.
hmm I also like a little bit. I mean, the new Danielle tagline. I kind of like that one. The when she says like I prefer to be bougie than be basic, something like that. I was like, okay, okay, I see you there.
Danielle, it's so Jersey that is something that a Jersey girl will say, and I appreciate that. She's bringing pure Jersey. I don't know if you know, but Danielle, Jennifer, and Teresa are friends.
Yeah.
And if you see that their taglines are like so like connected in a way, like all of them are making sure that they know they're here to like
hmm
face all these people. Like they like Jennifer said like payback is a bitch, to start barking,
Yeah.
uh it all refers to like, you know what, we are here, we are ready, and we are gonna give you a show. It's not gonna be basic, it's gonna be Jersey.
It's gonna be Jersey. Yeah, and I'm so excited. I don't know why. I mean, maybe that's the toxic in myself, but like with New Jersey, like I always say, like I just get ready. I'm like, I know that we're gonna be fighting. I know that fans are we gonna go after each other, but it's just like that tension. It's like I think it's the closest thing to straight people watching sports is New Jersey.
Yes, that's my Super Bowl.
Yeah, waiting for the mid show thing,
The halftime show.
halftime
Yeah,
thing.
talking about the halftime show, are you excited for Rihanna?
I am. I mean, look, I'm. It's not like I'm a fan of Rihanna, but I do know all of her songs, of course. So I'm very excited because we need a good show. Who was last year?
Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Dr. Dre,
Oh
50
yeah,
Cents,
I'm not into
Snoop
any of that.
Dogg.
I was like, whatever. I, uh, I think like we are, like I want like a huge show, and I like Rihanna, and I think she's getting ready to come back finally. So I have read some things here and there about her. So did you read that news that this pastor died and went to hell, and they were putting Rihanna's umbrella to torture other people, and then he came back?
Oh my gosh. That sounds more like somebody was tripping on mushroom or something
Yeah,
and then dying.
I was like, girl, what does it
You were
go
not
wrong in that wine? Because
you were not dead. You were just tripping on something.
yeah,
No, I am excited. I love Rihanna. I appreciated last year's Super Bowl because I grew up listening to that music like in the 90s, in the 80s, and in the 2000s, I mean. So I like that. I mean, the past few years, I think the Super Bowl has been hitting the mark with the halftime. Like we had J Lo with Shakira. That was absolutely amazing, you
yeah,
know. So I'm excited for Rihanna, but let's go back to Bravo.
yeah.
Another news that we got was the looks for the reunion for Potomac. What do you think about that one too?
Honestly, I was not expecting it. Like when I saw the blue was very like boom, and I was not expecting it. I think it's the first time that they do blue on a reunion. I don't remember
Uh, I
like
think so.
other
Yeah.
finalists doing blue. So it was very like I liked it. Now, if we're gonna talk about my favorite, I have to say Candace gave me like everything.
Everything.
Like I think it's feathers, right? But it was like in such a good way, not like a Marilyn Marks trying to
I
make it
was gonna say that.
happen.
Please do not show this dress to Meredith Marsh. She probably gonna steal it.
uh, and I like Ashley, but I don't like the hair. I for a moment I thought it was Monique. Like it gave me those, you know,
Oh my
like
gosh, I said the same thing too. Like she's giving Monique in her binder.
yeah, yeah. and weirdly, I don't know why, like maybe the extravagance or everything of everything, but I like Wendy's dress with like the, wherever
The feathers. It's
feather,
like a peacock feather.
like a peacock blue feather. I don't know. I like that one. Of course, Giselle, girl. I mean,
I got to the point where I realized that Giselle loves fashion, but fashion hates Giselle.
yeah.
Because girl has tried everything but nothing works. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that she looks horrible because she doesn't look bad.
No,
It
I mean,
just
she has a good
doesn't
body.
work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for her. I believe if they remove that like crystals on her chest, it might look better. Maybe they should have done crystals on the waist and crystals on at the end of the cuff of the dress on the sleeve. That would have worked. But I think all this stuff on her chest just made it look so cheap. Um, like I said before, what happened with Giselle is that she's trying so hard to be a fashion girl and it's not hitting any mark. None.
She doesn't. I mean, I don't know if she has people giving her advice or whatever. But the thing is, I feel like she just goes to the rack and just take like whatever is in there, and she doesn't even think about it. And I'm thinking like, because again, she has a good body. So if she will use like a different kind of dress, show a little bit more of skin. I mean, maybe the whole thing until here is not good enough. I don't know. Yeah, she keeps, like you said, she keeps missing the mark, and I don't get it. I do not get it. How she's gonna look in the mirror, or people around her is not gonna say anything like, girl, that doesn't look good, you know so
I mean, even Robin, who always looks like a freaking train wreck, looks better than
yeah,
Giselle.
yeah.
My favorites are definitely Candace. That's my number one. She is
Mhm.
giving me everything that I like. She's
So,
giving body, she's giving hair, she's giving movement, she's giving you feathers, she's giving you pop star vibes, she's giving you music star vibes, reality TV vibes. She is a star, and that dress was made for her, and it looks perfect on her. I also like Ashley's, like you said, the dress is good. The hair was giving Monique with
mm,
the binder. I was expecting her to come out with a bedazzled binder to match her dress. Um, I like Karen. She looks great.
let me see.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
she like you, at least she's showing some skin. uh the arm without the, one has fabric, with the other one doesn't have any coverage.
Mhm.
There's some skin showing, and for her age she looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like Wendy a lot. I think Wendy as a package, she looks great. Her
Mm,
hair, her makeup, her dress, everything worked for her. She's definitely given. The only thing that I kind of like, I'm kind of fighting with is the amount of um kind of like embroider, what's it called, kind of like the beading and stuff in her dress. I think is too much. I would have maybe I would have liked it better if it was just the feathers there was with the crystals and stuff, and
yeah.
maybe just a plain fabric in the bottom so it doesn't fight. But it is beautiful. She looks absolutely stunning. Definitely my number one is Candace. Candace takes the prize for the best dress for me. I'm excited to see this reunion. I hate the set though. I hate it. I think it's horrible. That looks like a 80s motel in Miami.
What was the
Or
inspiration? Like, I don't get it.
who made that decision? Like, who decided to go into somebody's grandma's house in the 80s and steal all their furniture? I
No,
don't get it.
mm-mm. It
Like
was so bad.
they try to do like mid-century glam from Miami, and it looks just like a really cheap motel.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they completely lose it in with that set. I mean, and I still, like I was saying, I was still waiting to see what Andy Cohen is going to say. Like, oh, we are in the what? I don't even remember anything that we have seen that it looks like that. Like Giselle House, I don't get it. Like,
Maybe they used Giselle's furniture because goddamn that set was awful.
Yeah.
No, and allegedly it's inspired in like Miami, whatever vibes. Girl, they only went to South Beach for like 2 episodes. I do
Don't tell
not
that
get
to the
that.
girls of Miami because they will be.
I remember last season they had the Versace
Yeah,
house decor. That
yeah,
is Miami. This is like a cheap motel in whatever route, whatever Florida is
yeah.
on. It's embarrassing.
It was too bad. I mean, but they're
And
saying that they filmed for a very long time. So
yes, it probably. I mean, let's be honest. Potomac. I'm talking about Bravo Network. Because obviously, to me, Miami is taking the prize as the best franchise that we had seen in the past few years. The
mm,
storylines, all the women's are activated. Everybody brings it to the table. We had the Lisa versus Lenny. I mean, it is a show. That
yeah.
show is giving you everything. It's giving
Mhm.
you even Black American Express card being thrown at
Oh
somebody's
my
face.
God.
It's giving you everything. Wealth, it's giving you beauty, it's giving you great production. But on Bravo Network, Potomac is taking that prize. It's
Yeah.
giving you drama. All the ladies are involved. Yes, there's some petty situation that we would like to address, and hopefully it's addressed on the reunion. But I mean, they are given, and we watch these shows to get something. Unlike Salt Lake City, obviously, that we get nothing. Thank you, girl, for giving us nothing. But yeah, I'm excited for this reunion because I do believe that um, I mean, based on Candace's tweet that night, she's like, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna be intense."
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that it was a very intense reunion. I think they're gonna, of course, aim for a three-part reunion, and I think it was interesting that I think, shit, I completely forgot. Wait, who is next to Andy? I think it's Giselle and Karen, the ones that are going to be next to Andy.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so people were a little bit confused about it, but I think we still have a major thing coming between the two of them. Um, so yeah, that's what I heard. That is going to be an explosive reunion. And I think someone brought also a bedazzle. Um, what is the name of this thing? What Kenya brought to the reunion? The megaphone.
Megaphone.
Yeah.
But that's Miami, and I
Oh,
think it
that was
was
Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Miami. I think it's Adriana, the one who brought the Bedazzle megaphone.
Girl. I mean, oh,
Or Marisol because she likes to got everything bedazzled, like her khakis and stuff.
yeah. I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe
but I know that you're right. Potomac definitely brought it this season. I think
yeah.
I was very. I remember being a little bit worried after Monique left the show, and last season was kind of like good, but like in the middle. But then this season they were boom. They bring everything, and I really appreciate them for that because we need a good show in Bravo, like you said, because we have Miami. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. And now let's go to the reunion who has given us something from a franchise that gave us nothing this season. Let's talk about Salt Lake City because um, it's been a year of the nonsense with this one. How do you feel about the ladies arriving on in a sprinter van?
I mean, look, what else can you do? I think they definitely felt that this reunion was not gonna be enough. So like you have to do something. You have to create a moment. Although it was a little bit awkward, I feel like Andy tried to amp it up at the beginning, but it was like very like, oh, okay, I don't know, put some music, do something. But it was very like the car and the girls just going down, and I don't know. I felt that it was missing something there.
I appreciated the intention to
Yeah,
give something, but like you said, it felt so flat though. It felt like it went for too long.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
like like maybe they should have like have the girls arrive and they just come out of the van, but maybe edit it in a way that it didn't feel like we were sitting there looking at this lady getting out of the van for like a
So
whole minute.
awkward, like bring a SWAT team or something, but like something that really like make us feel in the moment. But it was very like, okay, yeah, I don't know. It was like very okay. I don't get it.
I mean, it definitely encapsulates the feeling of watching the season two because we were waiting for something to happen and
Yeah.
absolutely nothing happened.
The thing is like I'm very surprised, like I'm very surprised the way they handle Salt Lake City. Um because so last season it wasn't bad because even though everything that was happening with Jen Shaw, like and we were involved in that, they still gave all of the other ladies a chance to explore all the other storylines. So we have way more to talk and to watch on every episode. And this season they jump back into all about Jen Shaw just to not give us anything about Jen Shaw at the end, right? So it's
Yep.
like I don't understand what was the intention behind of this. Now they're saying like, oh, they cut it short to protect Jen Shaw. Why? Were they threatened to be sued? There was a legal motive? Because what happened? Like I mean, she's a criminal. She is guilty. So what are you protecting her from? Like it didn't kind of like make any sense. And again, you still have another 5 women in there, or like 6 women with the friends and all of that you could have been explore also those other storylines. And this is like nothing. Like the fact that they haven't even mentioned the Whitney storyline is just like, oh, let's talk about Jen, and Jen is not even there. I don't know. It's weird.
And allegedly, Bravo extended the invitation to Jen to appear on the reunion, but based on her legal team, she had to turn it down, which I think is quite the bullshit
Yeah.
because knowing how thirsty Jen Shah is, she would have been the first one to arrive in that freaking sprinter van,
Oh,
and
she
you
was
know
she
that.
was running behind the sprinter band. Like,
she was chase she would be
yeah.
chasing the sprinter van. And
No,
but
I mean, I just yeah, I don't get that. I feel that so with Jen, she pretty much, I mean, that she wants to control all the narrative. So I don't know, like uh initially I thought a little bit of what you were thinking, but now with Jen running that scam of like dearjenshaw.com, I was thinking like maybe she didn't want anyone to be asking her any questions, which was going to be impossible,
to
given the
avoid.
fact that like to that, of course everyone was gonna ask her like why you did it, why did you lie, why did you do this. And she was just not gonna be doing it. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe there was a little bit of both. Maybe she tried to come with some, okay, I'm gonna go, but you cannot ask about this or this or this. And Bravo was like, well, girl, fuck it, like
Do you think that maybe when Bravo invited her, she already planned not to show up to avoid accountability, and she blamed her legal team so she has like a chance to come back to the show by saying, "I didn't go to the reunion not because I didn't want to, but because I was told not to by my legal team." Because that rule that Bravo has that if you don't show up to the reunion, you're a done deal kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's just like I don't see us waiting for Jen in 6 years. You know,
No.
like I feel honestly like right now is the moment we're speaking about it. Like the news are everywhere. I bet that in a couple years it's going to be the random girl who was on season 1 and 2, 3 of Real Housewife. So like eventually we're just gonna move on. And like in 6 years, if she's expecting to come back, I mean, first of all, I don't think it's going to be as soon as she goes out of jail, because Bravo is, I don't think is going to take that chance just so soon. I still keep saying this. Jen Shaw is not Teresa Giudice. Okay. So it's very different. And, even if there is a possibility of Jen returning somehow in the future, I will say probably in like 10 years, that something like that is going to happen.
BravoCon 2040.
Yeah, she's gonna be there like, let me in. Yeah.
No, yeah. When it comes down to the whole Jen Shah situation, especially on this episode, I was intrigued by the phone call, but I was not expecting anything out of it. And once again, thank you for giving us nothing. The phone call is for her to deny whatever Lisa was saying, and I'm just happy though that Lisa Barlow was like, I'm not gonna hold back anymore, and she said like, at least I'm not going to jail, like, with
Yeah.
Jen Shah on the phone. She's like,
And she said,
like, you are going to jail, girl.
and then she said, like, I'm not going to jail for life. It's like, whew, she already sent her for life to jail. Like, no, I'm thinking like, I mean, honestly, if I was Jen, I'm already going to jail. You know, I'm already like whatever. I will be like, yeah, I said it, Meredith. So what? You are a pill popper. Bye. You know, just drop the bomb and leave. You know.
Just burn the whole house down on your way out, girl. That would have been more interesting to watch. Just
Yeah,
seeing Jane Shah being so pissed that she will burn everybody down to the ground.
yeah.
And Bravo couldn't even come back from it to like renew the show anymore.
My God. I mean, yes, this whole Jen. I mean, I'm getting like a little bit exhausted. And what honestly kind of like blows my mind is the fact that there are people still somehow defending Jen Shaw.
I
You
know.
know, like fans and well, Heather Gay, which is I don't know what she's drinking from Jen, but like it's like she's a slave of Jen. I have no idea. And it kind of like blows my mind because this is not okay. Let's put it like this: this is not Teresa Judas who was like money fraud from the IRS or whatever. This is not Erica Jane who we don't know yet if she knew or not. This is like an actual charge and sentenced woman who is going to jail for defrauding the elderly of hundreds of thousands of dollars. How are you gonna come here and tell me anything about her, or expecting anything? Like, no, like let her go.
Just go to jail, girl. Just go to jail. We don't care anymore. Go do
Yeah,
your time. Leave us
I feel like
alone.
Bethany. I feel like Bethany. Go to jail. Just go to jail.
Just go to jail. Just
Yeah.
go to jail, girl. And this whole new website is so embarrassing. I
Mm.
laughed. I'm like, if anyone is dumb enough to give her real email,
Good.
like, girl, please do not give your email,
No,
because they're gonna get all your data and gonna sell it to all these people, and they're gonna get your money too. So please do not give your email. If you want
I,
to give your
I thought she was not allowed to do that. I thought she was not allowed to touch a computer. Like, girl.
I mean, she's probably gonna just take people's emails, keep it in a database, and some poor intern is gonna be replying to whatever she wants to, because I'm pretty sure there's people out there that are so in need of attention and a job that they
Yeah.
will take a job with Jen Shah, knowingly that most likely they're not gonna get paid, because she had to pay money to reimburse the victims that she
Mhm.
stole from. So I don't know. Jen Shah is as exhausting as Heather Gay's black eye.
Yeah. Yeah. And both of them don't make any sense, Like,
None.
I mean, you better believe that I did create a fake email because I want to know what she's gonna do with it. I was like, I'm gonna create a fake email and I'm gonna see what is gonna if I start receiving, random random people
Messages. Maybe I
messages.
ha- maybe I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna just create some kind of gossipgirl.com email. Send me all the deeds, XOXO Gossip Girl.
Oh my god! I mean, if
No,
she start asking for credit card information, I'm gonna be like, no.
oh, you know that it's coming. You
Yeah.
know that it's coming. She might ask you for the email right now, but you know that you have to pay some kind of subscription to something in some kind of form. And
Mhm.
oh god, people, please be smart enough to not give her your credit card information, because you know that you will be in depth in like a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
God.
the black eye with Heather was so confusing because she kept saying during the show
Mhm.
that she kind of hinted somebody did it. And now during the reunion, she said that she doesn't remember. And then when Andy asked her if she was trying to protect Jen, she said like, "I would rather have Jen punch me in the face than a stranger doing it." I'm like, what are you talking about,
I'm telling you,
Heather?
so much bullshit on everything, because look, the whole thing of like, oh no, I don't want to be blackout, and I don't want the world to know, like the church, wherever. You're not even Muslim anymore. Oh, no, this is Muslim. Yeah, it's a
Mormon.
Mormon. Yeah, you're not even Mormon anymore. Like, who cares if you get? I mean, you are on other like seasons going after guys, black guys. You are showing your tits. Like, believe me, getting blackout is the
It's
least.
the less embarrassing thing ever compared to showing your tits on national TV.
Yeah, and humping Jen Shaw and the whole thing. Like, yeah, I mean, and I just think honestly, well, honestly, I do believe that it was either. I mean, I don't think it was like a fight. I don't think it was like, bitch. Like I think maybe it was accidental.
Yeah.
And Jen Shaw did it, and I think she was like, well, if we say it was you, it's going to be even worse. So let's just pretend it didn't happen. Or a lot of people are saying about the bad injection. So I
Or
don't know.
the Barbie kicked
The
Scissor
bar,
Sisters.
yeah.
No, what I'm saying, I agree with you. I do believe that it, I mean,
What if it was with
it's.
the foot? You know?
I mean, I do believe that maybe it was Jen Shah being playful with Heather, being drunk and stupid, and
Mm,
then in the morning they panicked because they maybe thought that if she said Jen Shah did it, everybody in their mother were gonna say she did it out of violence, and that
mhm.
will may affect her in her court case and whatever. But every time that she spoke about it, she always looked at Jen. She looked
Mm,
at Jen like looking for like permission to speak on it, or this bizarre energy between the two of them when she was talking about the eye at that table when they were having that Greek dinner was insanity, and also the ever changing story made it even worse because you start believing that there is more to it than what she's trying to tell us. And even Whitney said it too. She said, like, I mean, this is what I believe. Heather agreed that she think it was either Jen being playful or she did it herself. But there is more than what she's talking right now. You
yeah.
know?
And I think it's kind of like, so I think it was whatever, an accident or whatever, but I think she decided to took that moment right there, right? And she says, I'm gonna make this into a storyline. If I start saying like, oh, you know what happened, you know this, you know that. And the worst part is like her actions or what she's saying at the reunion, that, oh, I black out and all of that, it doesn't even make sense, because now we know for a fact that the network did an internal investigation with Angie Katzenevas and Dana and some of the other ladies, and that Jen was going around telling people that Angie was the one who did that to Heather. So they
Yeah.
try to take this as a way to like, oh, let's take these other people down, because
Damn.
you know that Jen didn't like Angie at all. So she, like it becomes so messy.
And you know that allegedly, so I don't get sued, allegedly Jen Shah has people going out of their way to paint NGK as racist. She's trying to, destroy these ladies. Now she's going after Dana too.
Mm,
We saw that finally. We saw that scene that we wanted to watch from the beginning. We saw the full scene, and now we know the backstory. We know that NG. I mean, Jen Shah was making fun of the place where she lives. She also was making fun of her husband's name, that happens to be a Spanish name.
mm,
So, and I do know that you had an exclusive interview with Dana
Mm.
on your YouTube channel. So people, if you're listening, go to the Real Andy Beverly Hills channel to hear all about that tea with Dana. What did she share with you that you can share with us without giving everything away, so people can actually go and watch it on your show on your channel?
No, I think like I mean she definitely gave a lot of the backstory. The thing is like a lot of her scenes were cut, you know,
Yes,
so we didn't get to really. I mean, she was a friend of the show, so I know she was not gonna be like in the center of everything, but she had such. I mean, that interview, she shows so much of her life that I was like, oh my god, we definitely need to hear more about this girl, you know. And she gave a lot of backstory about that specific scene. We talk about San Diego, we talk about Heather's, eye and all of that, and how you can tell that she was just fed up with Jen, and it was a buildup, from every single time that they went out, there was something happening until, and she didn't even went to that finale saying like I'm going to explode and I'm going to like scream at Jen. She literally came to her and just initially just told her like, hey, I want to talk to you, I want to address these things that I just want you to know, right? And they start talking, and the whole explosion of that specific moment is because Dana told Jen that she needed to be a little bit more accountable, and also that why she will behave in a different way when her husband is there than when her husband is not there, and then she start kind of like Jen spiraling out of control. And of course the whole scene was edited, so there is way more fight that we saw,
yes,
and I think it was very interesting, and it definitely fell into the category of Bravo is protecting Jen once again. The fact, I think they end up showing that scene at the reunion just because how much we push the network to show it,
I
because
agree.
according to Dana also, like they didn't want to talk about too many things related to I mean, not related to Jen, but like certain like very specific things they didn't want to like really go into it. And also they cut a bunch of things of her at the reunion, so it's still like a thing of like they are protecting Jen, but what are they protecting Jen, like, or uh are they protecting themselves? Like, again, I mean, my question is like, is there a legal situation going on? This Jensen, a cease on the cease, like what happened there, of why? Because it really doesn't make sense that the thing that we all want to watch, all these little scenes that will create a great season. Bravo, who is number one of taking advantage of everything and everyone, is going to be, no, we're gonna cut, 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 cut.
I
So
agree.
yeah.
Because like as you know, like a lot of these scenes that were cut out of the show uh were on the trailer. They were hyping up the season with.
Mhm.
So we watched this season expecting of this explosive conversation about Jen Shah's case and people finally facing Jen Shah and putting her feet on the fire, and we don't get any of that. And I was like, okay. And then we do know that the season was cut short too, as well. And maybe that's why I believe that Salt Lake City. Obviously, we know now, but a lot of people were talking out there that was gonna get canceled and all this stuff. I was the first one who said, no, it's not gonna get canceled. Stop making up stories out of thin air. It's not
Mhm.
happening. I got sources close to the production of this show that said, no, we are actually getting ready to start filming in a couple of weeks, and that was in December. So as we know, the season for season, I mean, the filming for season 4 is starting in like 3 weeks now.
Yeah. And Dana confirmed something that I heard before also, and is that Bravo already cast two new ladies to join the show next season. So the thing is that we actually don't know if Dana, Angie K, and Angie H are going to continue with the show, which honestly, I do feel that Angie K and Dana should continue with the show. but they are bringing two new women. I don't remember the other one, but the main one, the one that I actually found interesting is this girl who is supposed to be an atropal. So they live a polyamorous relationship, and apparently she was already cast. I don't know if she's gonna be a friend. I don't know if she's gonna have a snowflake, but yeah, and
Oh,
Dana kind of confirmed it. So
look at Bravo pulling
yeah,
all the being all progressive stuff. Good for you,
uh,
Bravo. Good
good
for
for
you.
you. Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I mean, I'm not in a throuple by any means. I'm not in an open marriage by any means. But I do believe that each relationship needs to do what it works for them. You
Oh, of
know,
course.
if you want to have three people in your marriage, do it. If you want to have an open marriage, do it. If you want to have a marriage that you don't do anything at home, but when you are on vacation, you're allowed to do stuff, good for you. But marriage has to do what they need to do to survive. And
Mhm.
bringing a throuple to the show, I think, is a good idea. So good for Bro. I hope it's true. I hope we get this on the show. And
Oh,
I really hope that people go to your channel and watch this interview because I love Dana. Dana is one of those people that maybe got her scenes cut out of the show, but I do believe that she deserved the opportunity to shine.
yeah.
And the reunion is showing her potential, like the way that she spoke about, I'm not even talking about the scene with Jen Shah in particular, but the way that she explained how she felt, the way that she explained how she needed to defend her husband, and the way that
Mhm.
she was sitting there and just, I don't know, there is something about her presence that to me seems so regal, and I want her back. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people out there say that she's trying too hard, that she practices at home her reads and stuff. And I'm thinking, people, pick your choices.
Yeah.
I mean, you get mad at housewife because they don't do a damn thing like Diana Jenkins, who came in the show and did absolutely nothing. She didn't even try to have a moment. And then we have ladies who are trying to give us a lot and give us
Because
a
it's the first
show.
season. It's their first season. I'm thinking if someone is allowed to be a little bit thirsty, it's people on their first season
That's
because that's
right.
how you are proving yourself that you are, especially a friend of the show, that you potentially could be an actual housewife moving on. And I don't care about being rehearsal. I mean, if it was or not, like I'm just thinking like is what she said was true. So like let her leave. I mean, and we needed someone who was not afraid of going head to head with Jen Shaw.
With Jen Shah, agree. Especially on this season that we got nothing from the main cast.
Mhm.
We gotta be honest when we watch these shows. This season got interesting, slightly interesting, the moment that the friend of joined the cast. Whenever we got introduced to these two ladies, especially these two ladies, NGH, I don't care for. She's giving me as much on the season as much on this reunion right now. She's just sitting there agreeing and saying yes to everything. She's not giving me anything. Not even in the moment when Lisa Barlow told her that your husband was trolling me on your account.
No,
She
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 was
she went she went silent. She didn't know how to react to it. So she's not giving anything. She's giving nothing once again. So I would rather have housewives that are working hard for their paycheck and for giving us some entertainment value and some drama than just have people that just like, okay, we are just happy to be here.
And I mean, I think also being very honest, the only reason why Angie H was there is because there was probably no one else, and they were like already, like filming, and she has been trying so hard to be part of the show. Like I
Girl,
like Meredith said like, oh, to Angie K, oh, you have been trying to be on the show for 3 years, but we have never heard of Angie K. Angie H, on the other hand, from season one,
one.
in there like, please cast me. Like I will do whatever you want, just please have me there. And
She's been trying so hard to get a snowflake. It's embarrassing. She was cut out of last season. She barely made an appearance on this one, and she
yeah,
was only brought to this season because of her husband creating a troll account. Which, by the way, it was one of the most embarrassing stories I ever seen in my life. So
God.
please stop trying. We don't like you that much. You're not that interesting.
And she's
Please,
like, I don't know. I didn't know that my husband was doing that. Like bullshit. Like she probably
come on.
created the account and she knows, you
She
know.
run it. She ran the account under her husband's email. That's what happened here.
No, I don't like her since I think I think it was season two or at the end of season one when we got some tea from. Remember that she came trying to be all like, oh, I love my trans community because we have a trans kid, and all of that. And then we got this tea that allegedly, I mean, it's not her kid, it's his kid with the ex, and also the kid hates her. They don't have any communication at all. So like she using him and his sexuality and like everything that he's going through to do this, to get cast on the show. I found it like, okay, this is just no. Mm-mm.
No.
When
So we have a question here for you, Andy. It's from Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us tonight. We love you.
you're in,
The question is, Andy, when you were interviewing Danny, Dana, did you like her as much as you did on the show? Amazing interview.
yeah, I mean, the thing with Dana, like I said, like I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't care who this her girl is. I was instantly drawn to her. And then we saw her during the show, and I, like you were saying, you can tell that she was like, I am not putting with this bullshit. And she was calling out other girls as well. Like the whole
Yeah.
thing was like, I don't understand why people are so afraid of Jen. I don't understand why people are saying this. And she kind of like went with it. Now, on this interview, she opened up so much and she shared some very like personal things that really made me understand her a lot more. And I really, really like her and I really appreciate it. And that's why I'm thinking this girl deserves a second chance because she has stories that will help a lot of people out there.
I agree.
So I really yeah, I really like her. And I hope that Bravo bring her back.
And to be honest, I think they will be a big mistake from Bravo to not giving them the chance to come back either as a full time. I think they should get a snowflake because if they went through the pain of this season and seeing everything that happened and
Yeah.
dealing with this reunion that is just they're trying to create like a Frankenstein with whatever pieces they can get from the what they were able to air on this season. They deserve the opportunity to shine on their own. I think NGK and Dana have the potential to be a great housewife as a full time. And rating wise, I believe that they are a good option because we are familiar with them already. So it doesn't
Mhm.
feel like we have to get to know somebody new. We know their faces, we know their names. They already have a presence on the Bravo universe. So maybe Bravo should cast new friend of to introduce next season so they can evolve into full-time housewives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I am the kind of person who believes that Salt Lake City is going to be more interesting now that Jen Shah is out of the show. I know I'm in the minority here because a lot of people find Jen Shah good for TV, but I don't want more criminals on my screen anymore, especially criminals who steal from elderly
Yeah.
people. So I'm just looking forward to see a Salt Lake City without her. It's like Mary Cosby. Don't get me wrong. I really like Mary Cosby. I think she's funny. She have a very strange relationship with her husband, who happened to also be her grandfather or something.
Yeah.
So she had a lot of stuff that were interesting. But do I think that she is like the kind of the saving grace to revive Salt Lake City? No, I think she had her chance. I think she also run her course, and we
Mhm.
need somebody new to come on the show.
Look,
Just
everyone is replaceable. I keep saying
everybody.
everyone is replaceable. And we survived Atlanta without Nene, Beverly Hills without Lisa Vanderpump, Orange County without Vicky Gumbel, so New York without Bethany Frankel. And honestly, yeah, I mean, why she was good for the show? Because she was loud, because she was like confrontational. How many people are like that in the world?
Yeah.
So maybe find someone like that that is not stealing from the elderly, you know. So
Right. Well, Aaron has sent us another question. Who out of the cast of Salt Lake City do you think should come back next season?
I mean, like we were saying, I think like I mean the four ladies we already have some kind of relationship with them. You know, I think that even though Heather Gay, it will be interesting to watch a Heather Gay without her god Jen Shaw being around to see how she's going to behave. So whatever, you know, I don't really care too much. I mean, of course I love Lisa Barlow, I'm obsessed with her. So she has to come back. Whitney, I'm interesting to now that she's also on the other side, I want to see. And Meredith, i have I have a love-hate relationship with Meredith Marks. It's kind of like with Kyle Richards. So it's kind of like I don't agree with many of the things that she does, but then she goes around, you know, supporting the community and supporting the LGBT community, and you know, and doing all these, you know, amazing charity things out there. That I'm like, okay, maybe you're not such a bad person. Why are you acting this way? So I kind of like my mind want to keep her, giving her, you know, like
A
you know,
chance.
a chance. Yeah, I do think. Okay, we have four. I think two more snowflakes for Dana and Angie K. Another snowflake for the trouble because I want to I want to watch them. You know, and that's the housewife. That's the perfect number right there. And then maybe one or maybe two friends. You know, and that's it.
I agree. I'm gonna say, even though this cast is not, they, you know, that they don't like each other that much,
Hmm.
I do believe that, you know, with the change of dynamics, you know, Whitney being friend with Lisa, and now we have NGK and Dana. You can tell that they still hanging out outside the show. We saw them at an event with Whitney last, no, 2 nights ago. So they still hanging out together. They went out for Whitney's husband's birthday too. So I appreciate that now because I can see that they're trying to form a friendship outside the show, which always impacts the show in a positive way. So I
Always.
want them back. I want these four girls back. I think they're giving us a lot. Um, I also, like you said, Meredith Mark. With Meredith, it's not like I don't like her. It's just like there's stuff about her, especially with the whole being loyal to Jen Shah to the like to the end. It kind of annoys the fuck out of me. Like I don't like that. Um, Heather, on the other hand, though, just because she lied about her goddamn black eye,
Yeah.
I would like Bravo to cut ties with her because it feels like she used domestic violence as a form of storyline, knowingly that she doesn't remember or she
Hmm.
chose not to remember, and then she tried to sell a book with the whole thing.
I mean,
It feels really icky to even remember, and so I would let her go, or maybe like um to keep it on the show, just give her a friend of role for 1 season and make her work her way back up to
yeah,
full time. You
I
know,
agree. I agree with.
a lot of housewives go through that process where they were full times and then they are friend of for like a season or two and they make their way back up or stuff like
Mhm.
that, you know, or their screen time is less because they have to pay for the mistake they made the season before. So
Yes.
I mean, they freaking put on pause Dorinda for being a drunk mess. Why don't we put Heather Gay on pause for being a goddamn liar?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you like 100% because using something as serious as violence, you know, or domestic violence or physical abuse, you know, I mean, I don't get it. She should be issuing an
An
apology, a
apology.
public apology, you know. I mean, saying everything because, I mean, she, she basically did the same thing like Jane Shaw. You know, the whole season she'd say something, say something, and the last minute she's like, "Oh no, the truth is I don't remember anything." Okay,
That's right.
you know, so I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I'm just like the whole Heather thing is like I have never liked Heather Gay. Never. From the beginning, I learned things about her when everyone was like, "Oh, we stand Heather," you know, and Heather is amazing, and everyone was in love with Heather Gay. I was like, "Girl." wait 1 or 2 more years because she is not who she's pretending to be, and honestly, if they fire her, I will be fine with it. But if they bring her back, I will understand, because where the group is right now, the two sides, I don't think they're gonna leave Meredith by herself. So she
Yes,
needs an ally right there to go against Lisa Barlow and Whitney Rose. So
I agree.
yep.
Well, so that pretty much covered the whole entire reunion. We talk about the unnecessary black eye and the unnecessary phone call to Jen Shah. So I want to pivot just before we go,
Mhm.
because I want to ask you: do you watch the finale of Southern Hospitality?
Whew, girl. So I haven't watched the finale, but I watched the live of these people when they were watching the Watch What
Watch.
Happens live. Girl, I'm obsessed with them, honestly, and I haven't been obsessed with the cast in a very long time, because Vanderpump Rules is my favorite show, and it has been my favorite show like forever. And when Bravo tried to duplicate that, didn't work. But these people, they are not like Vanderpump Rules at all, but it gave that same vibe of like friendship and messiness. And I value one thing that the only cast didn't have, was that people were not friends. And when there are no friends, there are no connection, there are no chemistry. In this
Yes.
group, they are friends, which is what Vanderpump Rules had, and that's why it worked, because it was a group of friends who got messy and incestuous and the whole thing. But and they have, and that's the part that I really appreciate about Southern Hospitality. Now, what Grace did on What Happens Live, I was like, oh no, she didn't. Like calling Mia all of the things that she called her. Girl, I have to applaud Mia, because I will have been dragging a bitch side to side. I wouldn't care about Andy Cohen. I wouldn't be like, you know. And then, I don't know if you saw the live, but like TJ
I
destroyed Grace,
I know.
that live. And I was like, oh, you have to love a rookie reality star that doesn't know that everything is gonna go out there, you know because I was like, oh my god, the things that they were saying, and
Insanity.
oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, I love it. I love Southern Hospitality.
Me too. I'm obsessed with all of them. Not just because there are obviously Bravo lefts, but because they are working hard for to get a season
Yeah.
two. They really are enjoying the process of growing as reality TV stars. They were not reality TV stars from the beginning. They were
Mm-hmm.
not TV people. This is literally their first time
Mm-hmm.
doing television and being involved in this type of setting. So, like you said, there were so many. I don't want to call it mistakes, because that's not a mistake. That is part of being on the public eye. We put everything out there. It's like that's we live for social media. Like we were talking before, I learned about social media from Gossip Girl, the original Gossip Girl.
Uh-huh.
That's how I learned to appreciate social media. So watching this younger generation, I feel so old now, but now watching them, putting everything out there, everything about their life out there. That live, I was watching it, and I always join the live to say hello, because we kind of like message on DMs and stuff like that. So watching them react to Grace's watch what happened live appearance, my jaw was to the floor. But at the same time, I was watching and was like, this is going to make them stars, because
Yeah.
Bravo love all that messiness.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course.
this is what Bravo lived for. So I'm here for season two. I'm hoping and praying that they get it, because they do deserve it. Actually, because I'm a messy bitch, I went ahead and looked for the ratings for the Watch What Happened live appearance, just to
Uh-huh.
make sure that people did appreciate them outside the show and wanted to get to know them, because that's a good way to know if people are interested in a guest for that show.
Mm-hmm.
They were one of the highest ratings appearances for the past like 2 weeks.
Wow. I mean, they
Yeah.
deserve it. They 100% deserve it. I mean, I think they did a great job, like you said. They're gonna be bring you can feel, it's just I don't know, I don't know how to put it in words, but it's that vibe that you say, like they have what it takes to be successful, like
Yes.
if they keep doing this. Of course I was waiting for a reunion. I don't think we're gonna get a reunion, but I was like, oh my god, because I love reunions. I think that's the perfect like conclusion to everything. And imagine a reunion after what she said on What Happens Live, girl. Like that would have been epic, but I don't think we're gonna get one, and I get so mad when we don't get reunions.
And
Like
if they act that way on live on Instagram, can you imagine how they will drag each other on a freaking reunion stage?
TJ was
Bravo, give us a reunion. Bravo, give us a reunion.
TJ was unhinged. Like he was like he didn't care about anything when he starts saying all of those things. So when he says, "What live? Where is it?" I don't know if you have it, but I do have what part of the live on my Instagram, so you can go and check it out. And I put it part of it. Well, the good part when TJ exposed the
The
whole.
explosive one. I
Yeah.
honestly, the only reason why I didn't recorded the live and anything, I didn't post it. I was actually even doubting posting what Grace said about Mia on my Instagram because I appreciate them, all of them at the same. Like I appreciate all of them, and I didn't want to use any of this information. Um, on on social media because I was afraid that somehow it was gonna affect, their process of getting a season two. I was just overthinking it too much.
Because
I'm
like I
going,
said,
I'm
this is
going
what's
next.
going to build. This is what's going to
Yeah.
build up, another feud. Now we know,
Oh
like
yeah.
right now, who don't like who, because this was filmed what, like months ago, right?
Yeah.
So
During the
now
summer.
this is like right now, happening right now. So we know how we're gonna be moving into next season. And
Yeah.
I did what you did with the looks. I remember because I was driving when they were going live, and I literally had to stop because something. I usually don't record the lives, but something inside of me said like, this is messy. Record this because something is going to happen. TJ was not even talking. I record not the whole thing, but like a good 20 minutes. And then out of nowhere was when TJ just came and was like, no, beam, 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 and he exposed everything. And I was like, oh wow, damn, this is gonna get good, And
And
I do have, I mean, me personally, I like 99% of them, and I am ready to take sides. I am ready to take sides on this shit.
you're
This
ready
is
to get messy. You're ready
yeah,
to get messy.
yeah, no. I mean, look, I like every single one of them, but I cannot stand Grace. I'm sorry. I cannot stand Grace. It's just too much. Too much. And I get it. I get the insecurity. I understand her as a person and what she's trying to put out there, and the whole like I'm so insecure, and I have to fight of my life to love and accept myself and blah blah blah. So I understand all those things. That doesn't mean that you are not an annoying person. She is an annoying person, and what she did on What Happens Live, I think, I mean, wow, it was too far. Like
A
I
lot.
I was a lot,
Not
So
even Andy was ready. Not
cement
even
my opinion, you know.
Yeah, not even Andy was ready for all that. Like
Oh
you can
no.
see Andy was trying to move on and she was going at it. And
Oh,
Andy's
yeah.
like, okay, how can I change the conversation? And then he tries to change the conversation by saying, I guess you guys are not going out together tonight. And Grace doubled down by saying, no, we're not, because we even avoided her last night too. Like I was like, oh my gosh, Grace, please stop talking, please. But I mean, we all know that this is what creates
Yeah,
moments that Bravo can capitalize from
yeah.
and allow the show to evolve into another season.
They're
If
gonna
we want,
bring her next season, of course. After this,
yeah,
like I think she also. This is the thing with the people that knows how to do reality TV, and create these moments. They are not stupid, so she also
yeah,
knows what she's doing.
yeah.
So
She was
she,
just waiting. She was just waiting for the moment because the whole entire episode was kind of hunky dory. Everybody was laughing and having a good time, and suddenly, out of nowhere, she was asked about the friend that she called a slut and whatever, uh, and she went for it, and then she went after Mia for a very long time. It was at one point I was like, okay, I think we had gone for too long about this whole
yeah,
situation. Can we just change the vibe?
her
But I mean,
face, Mia's face. I was like, oh God, this girl is going to explode.
I
I mean,
know you can tell she was trying to hold it together,
the
like
whole,
in
yeah,
her eyes.
yeah.
Either, I mean, her eyes got watery. I was like, she either gonna cry or she's gonna explode and start yelling at Grace because something here doesn't feel right. And you know when something is in the moment, when it's not planned or was not expected. And I'm 100% sure that what Grace did, Mia was not expecting that to happen on national TV,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
That's. I think Leva did a great job. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I'm in awe of this show. I was not expecting it, especially after the candy thing that was so bad, and there was another show that was also really bad. I don't remember, but I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna try to recreate Vanderpump Rules. Let's see, like I was very that was my mindset, and I know, and I keep because I keep reading those comments, like, oh, this is Vanderpump Rules. Oh, they're just trying too much to be like Vanderpump Rules. And after watching the show, now I'm the one who's telling everyone, you have to go and watch Southern Hospitality
That's
because
right.
yes, a little bit of the formula is there, but it's nothing like Vanderpump Rules. It's very different, and this is a very unique set of character. And there are people that don't like Leva and they don't want to watch it because of Leva. Believe me, Leva is the least involved in this show. Like we watch it because of the other people.
That's right.
Um, I'm just go watch it. Go watch Southern Hospitality, everyone.
Well, guys, that was our Friday Kiki for the week. And as you can see, we had a lot to talk about. But
Yeah.
now it's time for us to wrap it up by Andy. Please tell me and tell everybody where we can find you. And also remember that he has an exclusive interview with Dana from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So go ahead and let them know where you are at, buddy.
Yeah, all right, guys. So if you want to, you can find me here on YouTube as the real Andy of Beverly Hills. I talk all about Bravo literally every single day. So you're never gonna be thirsty. That's for sure. And also you can find me all across the social media world, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere as Real Andy BH. And
That's
that's
right. And okay, you guys, as you always know, I always tell you, please, if you like this podcast, rate the podcast. We live through ratings. Also, subscribe to it. Go to Martini with Eddie on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. And obviously, if you are enjoying all the tea, click subscribe. Subscribe to the pod. We will have more tea, more kiki, more shay, and more fun in more upcoming episodes. Uh, Guys, have a great weekend. And I always say, bye, besties.